Yes. Just looking at these various kinds of companies. Yes. Just get me all those home health aid workers and then find out if any of them would volunteer to want to bathe and dress those that are employees and volunteers. Yes. You know, there is what's known as the not a controlled company, no, a deposit company, an institution whose business is the safekeeping of securities or other valuables deposited in boxes or safes, leased to the depositors. Yes, depository. Yeah. Now I know that there is a company that is responsible for each and every security issue that happens to be publicly listed on the various stock markets. Yes. And they're a type of trust company, and I can't remember. It's like American Depository Trust Company or something. But these states, yes, they feel no obligation to enforce the actual laws. Yes. But they allow for the issuance of securities, yes, that can in many ways violate the rights of those that are investors. Now, I mentioned this vested, something not subject to being taken away, such as a vested right, mhm, complete, settled, absolute, not dependent upon conditions, such as the complete vested ownership of property. And then this vested right, a privilege or right guaranteed by the government, yeah, which cannot be taken away arbitrarily without performing an injustice. Now, I think that the use of the unlawful conspiracy of forgeries, yes, that is an injustice. Oh, yeah. For some reason, the county disagrees. They thought my only remedy was to motion the county to have them remove their injustice. But this right guaranteed by the government that you cannot use forgeries, right? You cannot have unlawful conspiracies. Yes. You cannot violate the privacy of the actual citizens. Yes. See, every time I've been arrested, I've documented that you put it online. Just the arrest itself. Yes. As if that was in some way going to help me. Yes. Get employed and that nobody would ever Google my name if I filled out a job application. Now, these vested rights where you cannot violate them without performing an injustice, you know, I've been wanting to use that court system. Yeah. Now, vested, something not subject to being taken away, such as the vested right to be a father. Yeah. Complete, settled, absolute, and not dependent upon the conditions of my wife saying I'm crazy. Yes. And the vested right of speedy trial. Yes. The vested right of admitting evidence. Oh. The vested right guaranteed by the governor. Now, these guaranteed by the government, see, what I have a difficult time understanding is the government guarantees of the Constitution. Yeah. When you guarantee something, it is an obligation to enforce it. Yeah. Now, let's say, yes, you took my sons, yes, without any guaranteed rights because somebody in their arbitration, Jackie Shashma, yes, Denise Mackin's dad, ooch, Jessica Hodges, decided, well, we are arbitrarily going to take away the rights guaranteed by the government. Yeah. And they cannot be taken away arbitrarily without performing an injustice. Now, they have a few words here that I've used that you thought I didn't know the meaning of. Just reading vexatious litigation, yes, vexatious motion. A motion that is proposed in court to remove the said defendant from the docket for 10 weeks while we wait for him to violate the conditions of his personal recognizance. Yep. Yep. But at the same time, my public defender didn't mention at the arraignment that I was guaranteed the right to due process, the speedy trial. Yeah. Now, is it ineffective counsel when Jack Range agrees to hear the case 42 days later because Judge Landis, yes, doesn't realize that I do have the right to a speedy trial even for a failure to appear for an arraignment? Now, I could be wrong in this, okay? I'm not an attorney. No, he's not. But there are certain guarantees of the Constitution that are government guarantees. Yes, yes, yes. Now, I know Brady versus Maryland. Not everybody knew about that. No. But I emailed you the obligation to exonerate me of any wrongdoing and remove your fraudulent mental health evaluations. You decided, no, we're not going to do that. I decided we are going to look through each and every one of these individuals right now. Now, Jessica's getting sued, Denise is getting sued, Gary Neal's getting sued, and I'm going to send a letter to every parent about how school districts do not enforce the guaranteed rights that the government is obligated to enforce. They cannot be taken away arbitrarily. You cannot have vexatious motions where we set it aside until such future date as we want to have a court hearing. You cannot have vexatious proceedings, a malicious court action begun not for the purpose of seeing justice done, but for the purpose of annoying and harassing myself in the case. Yeah. Now, the two count criminal complaint, Brendan Washington. It's a vexatious court proceeding. Yes. Well, you arbitrarily set aside right now. Now, it's a triple J.